Hello, I'm Helen Foster and I run the East Midlands Oral History Archive at the University of Leicester. In a moment, you're going to hear some beautiful, thought-provoking, gritty and moving work from women who came together during a difficult year to explore menopause and midlife creatively through words. Menopause is still considered taboo. For some of us, it's a life stage which you suddenly realise you might be going through and then wonder what you're supposed to do about it. The work you're about to hear comes from Women's Things, an anthology of writing around menopause and midlife, which came out of the Silent Archive, a project led by the East Midlands Oral History Archive to open up discussion around menopause and record women's first-hand experiences for the Oral History Archive. The project brought women together and enabled them to talk about their menopause experiences in their own words. Creative writing workshops were developed in partnership with Writing East Midlands, giving participants space to explore this important life stage for themselves through their writing. They were creatively nurtured, listened to, and generously shared their work with each other. I'd like to thank the National Lottery Heritage Fund for funding this project and all lottery players for making this funding available. Gratitude goes to Writing East Midlands and to writers Leanne Moden and Anna Cotton for facilitating workshops for us. A huge thank you to Pippa Hennessy and Five Leaves Bookshop for their support in bringing Women's Things to a wider audience.
My name's Caty Meadows. I write to celebrate, empower and heal myself and the rest of humanity. Angry? Me? An angry girl is an ugly girl. An angry girl is spoilt. An angry girl is unacceptable. An angry girl is spiteful and mean. An angry girl is not very ladylike. An angry girl must be punished. An angry girl is wild and needs to be tamed. An angry girl will never get a husband. An angry girl is sent off the court in disgrace. An angry girl gets excluded from school, especially if she's black. An angry girl is unfeminine. An angry girl needs teaching a lesson. An angry girl needs to calm down, eat this, swallow this. An angry girl must have hit puberty. An angry girl must have started her period. An angry girl is a typical teenager. An angry woman is unattractive. An angry woman is unreasonable. An angry woman is embarrassing. An angry woman is letting the side down. An angry woman is making a show of herself. An angry woman brings shame on the family. An angry woman is irrational. An angry woman is out of control. An angry woman is crazy. An angry woman cannot be trusted with her children, especially if she's working class. An angry woman should be locked up. An angry woman isn't getting enough. An angry woman offends men. What have I done? An angry woman needs to be taught a lesson. An angry woman will not get away with it. An angry woman needs to calm down, have a drink, eat that, take this. An angry woman must be on her period, or be menopausal, or perimenopausal, or have early onset dementia. Angry? Me? An angry girl or woman has every reason to be angry. An angry girl or woman deserves compassion. An angry girl or woman needs space to safely rage against mistreatment, oppression, and the irrational society. An angry girl or woman refuses to accept the status quo and directs her anger to unite with others to change the world. This next one is called Pride of Place. My mum has had her womb out. We have had our womb jokes out, but no womb for that kind of humour here. She says it makes you think when it's gone about all the work it's done. 4 babies all in all, and none especially small. She says she wants her womb back, now it's gone, to appreciate all the work it's done. 4 children, I'm proud of them all. I've got their photos on the wall. She says she wants her womb and she's got a plan. No, not a framed ultrasound scan. She says she wants her womb back in pride of place, in an aquarium on the mantelpiece.
Hello, I'm Fiona Linday, a young adult author and freelance facilitator. I'm recently published with a collection called Count Our Blessings by Onwards and Upwards. My stories are more to do with hormones. The first is called The Pleasures of Puberty Not. Puberty is burning, chilly hot cheeks stung by salty tears. Senior school is agony, where fit lads overlook me and chat up my mates. Who can blame them for dodging me when bulbous zits explode on my face? My skin shining like oily residue on a frying pan. On a period day, skiing basketball matches is a must due to the teacher's dreaded sports shower timetabling. Wendy whispers that wearing your passed down orange corduroy skirt is not cool. That comes as a complete shocker. I beg the ground to swallow me up. My family doesn't help much, although they claim to care. My elder sis never misses the chance for a cheap jibe. Wash your greasy mop, you look a mess, she says, her bathroom door slamming. Whatever. Strong antibiotics from the skin specialist interrupts the breakout of dot-to-dot spots and prevent more scarred pits in my epidermis. But I can't stay on drugs forever, no matter how calming, and I'm not going to magically grow out of it. I give in to Mum's insistence and try her latest healthy diet thing. I'm at my happiest as a recluse. Mum knows this. My bedroom is a safe haven from intruders, and with a tea towel covering my mirror, I can escape into a wonderful Rebecca fantasy land. Still, Mum drags me over to the fruit and veg shop. I tag along to inspect Reg's chilled counter, hopeful of a fruity treat, no questions asked. But Mum can't resist nitpicking my choice of lunch. She does my head in, Mrs. Know-it-all squashing my 14-year-old attitude with her loony tone. Next, she asks, poor Reg, have you any low variety yogurts? Because Fiona is cutting down on her farts. She means fats, but in her telephone voice, it comes out wrong. In shock, I glance between the embarrassed greengrocer and his customers, then bolt from the shop and across the busy road. I retreat to the sanctuary of my bedroom, my tea towel blotting a stream of fresh tears. Staring at my ghostly crimson reflection, I gain strength to blank the knock at my door. Eventually, Dad coaxes me out for tea. I wail over the dining table. Can you believe what Mum said? She only went all posh to tell Reg that I was cutting down on my farts. Mum shakes her head and denies all knowledge. How rude. Dad at least manages to keep a straight face. I compose myself. Next shall be telling him I'm past my sell-by date. Dad's expression breaks into a grin. Never mind, eh? You need a good sense of humour to survive this family. My sister finds my plight hilarious and is super quick to spread the news. My family discover I'm game for a laugh when I man up. Beware, revenge is sweet. The next one's called Horses for Courses, and it's a letter to my younger self. Forgive me for not writing earlier on this taboo subject of hormones. They are to be respected, believe me. I remember the time you started a journey into wild womanhood thanks to those dreaded chemicals stimulating fiery reactions throughout your veins. We say horses for courses, don't we? At home, hooves were firmly planted in grassroots. They led you out of the stable on a short rein. When you escaped, you protested with loud snorts and many a whinny. But bets were off as you cantered towards maturity. It was as if puberty were to be jumped over at all costs. As a filly bolting out of the starting gate, you were raring to go. You actually frothed at the mouth, trying to attract a mate. When denied a fair pairing with a young stallion, you reared up in rebellion and kicked off big time. You watched the rampant stallions pass you by until successful introductions came from the careful steering towards a more mature breeding stable. As a mare, you sweated excitedly towards the finish line of a thoroughbred breeding course, gaining steady experience with a sure winner of 3-1. He was your Mr. Right. On your mark, you married and triumphantly waited for the rosettes to be pinned to your scoreboard. In your heyday, you were blessed with strapping offspring to successfully compete with. Your first rosette, red, came with the birth of your first child. That initial race was won with ease. Sadly, in the next race, you fell at the first hurdle and had a blue time with a non-starter. A yellow rosette came swiftly after, followed by a green, and your stable of 3 beautiful children was complete, thanks to those pesky hormones. I'm delighted to say, long after the shot reverberated around the track, you kept running. 3 grandkids have subsequently joined the fold. Your happy family, the best trophy of all. Sorry, it's now 4. Since menopause, hormones still bamboozle your mind. You're quirky, but that's no wonder, what with lowered levels of estrogen and testosterone acting as secret double agents. These pit ponies were never sure bets. Even now, they regularly send security messages to your trembling body to comfort, eat. Watch out for lameness because you no longer need that same old rush to get a buzz. Despite these ups and down covert pulses, hormones sustain, strengthen, maintain, and even repair. They were a pain for many years, adding unwanted whiskers and dreadful bone aches, but more recently, they're on your side. It's no surprise that you are perplexed contemplating the hormonal love-hate relationship. But as you steadily pick up on life's hazards and hurdles, adjusting to the pandemic lockdown crazy should be doable. After trotting in a metamorphic state to beat this national insecurity of high-risk poison, managing hormones is okay. There will be no break in the races today. Finally, as you approach the finish line and before you put out to graze, stay in service of a creator God. Remember, it was He who graced you with that renewal kick. Thank you very much.
I'm Mary Gibson. I live in Leicester with my 3 cats and assorted feline visitors. I write poetry and short fiction and have been attending a writer's workshop with Writing School Leicester for the last 5 years. The menopause has been a mental and physical rollercoaster, but it has been therapeutic to write about my experiences. This is the first of my 2 pieces, The Lost Girl. I stood outside a telephone box one gloomy autumn afternoon, counting my change. My head and tummy ached as I dialed home. "I hate you," I said to the voice on the other end. "Anything else you want to say?" my mother replied. I bashed the phone down and dialed again and again, repeating my words till there was no money left. The road back to college was greasy with dead leaves, reflecting the texture of my skin. In the canteen, I clung to a radiator, waiting for a spasm to pass and for the heat to give me comfort. 17, but felt 77. I hated being a woman. And my second piece is called The Lost Woman. After a shower, she still smells of unwashed uniform. Stale coffee, old blood clings to her skin. Her mouth fills with acid, burning, corroding her inner being. She is a screeching fishwife in the middle of the street, screaming at no one but herself. Young men and women walk past laughing. The old matrons look on and mutter. Inside the house, the walls press in, waiting for her to implode. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Caty Maria Smits, and I'm a Nottinghamshire-based writer, freelance editor, and mother of 2. Much of my writing focuses on what it's like to be a woman, and as I've already written a fair bit about menstruation, motherhood, birth and breastfeeding, I thought these workshops would be a great way to explore yet another aspect of womanhood that is rarely spoken about, and that's of course the menopause. So today I'll be reading one of the poems that I wrote as a result of attending the workshop and meeting some lovely ladies, as well as 2 about midlife, which are from my debut poetry pamphlet, Russian Doll, which is published by Indigo Dreams. The first poem is from my pamphlet. Russian Doll. I am heavy with the hopes of my younger selves, the ones who dreamt of all I could be. They call to me, disappointed, as my once bright dress begins to dull, as I thin and am worn smooth by little hands that dismantle me daily. I answer with excuses and apologies. Life intrudes, I explain, takes us apart and rebuilds us askew. And this is the poem that I wrote in one of the workshops. Pomegranate. Once it was ripe, a chalice to a multitude of seeds, each seed a fertile ruby plump with crimson juice. Now it withers, lays untouched, unseen. Soon, a woman will take a knife, sigh, and then slice into it. She will marvel at its innards, its desiccated womb, so like her own. Glorious in its decay, It will stain her clothes purple. And this is my final poem, which I'm going to just read this one because it leaves you on more of an upbeat note, I hope. And again, this is from my pamphlet. The Swing. With aching limbs and clicking joints, I climb onto the swing. I push the air with straightened legs and quickly gather speed. A pendulum of sorts am I, with limbs that ache no more. The years recede as I gain height. I'm born, reborn in air. Now childhood dreams of long ago, heady, poignant, sweet, rush within, stir memories, ignite a sleeping flame. A smile unbidden curves my lips as I recall the days of playground games and wobbly teeth, the smell of just cut grass. My cares recede, I'm old no more, and all there is this, the back and forth, the up and down, the sun, the sky, the swing. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Sarah Johnson. I'm married with 2 children and I live in Leicester. I'm a stand-up comedian, a scriptwriter, actor, performer, and I'm currently going through a full-on menopause nightmare. And my piece is called The Menopause Is. The menopause is like a leech. It sucks the life out of you. You'd not have it as a pet. You'd not go out and get one. Pointless and painful. The menopause is like a hurricane. Stay inside, she's on her way to rip up the town, wild and angry. And then an eerie calm. The menopause is like the ocean. Frothy, salty and wet. Mysterious. No one really knows what lies deep below the surface. It changes by the day. It does not stay still, constantly moving, back and forth, happy, sad. Go with the tide of life. My body floating on the tide of life. Wearing away at the beach, it'll never be the same again. Take one wound with a handful of doom. Dry from blood is all well and good. When you hit middle age, you're constantly in a daze. One sweaty hormonal wife. Teetering on the edge of life, crying and shouting in her prime. Why is this happening all of the time?
Hi, I'm Pippa Hennessy. I'm a writer and publisher living and working in Nottingham. I've published writing on a range of themes, including a series of poems inspired by quantum theory of all things. As far as my menopause goes, let's just say I can't wait till it's over and I can settle into disgraceful old age. So I'm going to read you 3 poems, none of which has really got a title. So the first one starts, Today I Am. Today I am imperial purple. I am warm and loved. I am rich in the things that matter. I have hidden depths to explore. I am the darkening sky at night and the lightening sky before the dawn. Today I am a 5-pointed star. I'm a little bit spiky, sort of person-shaped, but not quite. There is meaning and tradition in me, mystical and obscured, but there to be discovered. Today I'm floppy. I'm slightly damp, a wet tea towel hanging on the edge of the sink, creased and grubby, not clean and ironed. Someone should run me through a boil wash. Today I am a gentle sigh. A sigh of relief, a sigh of exasperation, a sigh of sadness for things past and opportunities missed. You can barely hear me, but you can see my chest rise and fall. Today I am warm, I say goodbye to the chills of the last few weeks. My frozen centre is starting to melt. Icebergs carved from the glaciers of my past, carried by swift currents to new adventures. Today, I'm a cauldron of emotions coming to the boil. I'm still calm on the surface. Underneath bubbles froth and rise. The recipe was written by a madwoman and I followed it blindly. I think the results will make good soup. So the second one starts, menopause is. Menopause is pizza. I'm looking forward to it, anxiously watching the oven, preparing the salad, placing plate, knife, fork on the table. When I take it out and put it on the plate, it's topped with anchovies and pineapple and rocket and shaved bloody parmesan. That's not what I call a pizza. Menopause is a blue whale. Like Alan Davies, I think it's the answer. Then the klaxons go off. I realise I'm wrong yet again. Everybody in the audience laughs. Menopause is a red nettle. Dusky flowers nestle in green, promising joy. I reach out to pluck them, its soft fuzz bites me, leaves me with wheals redder than its flowers, and a pain that goes all the way down to my bones. Menopause is an open fire. I've laid it well. Firelighter, paper, kindling, coals, and a couple of logs to make leaping flames. It takes me years to find the matches. I strike one, put it to the paper. There is a brief blaze, then it sputters out. And the final poem is called Growing Old. Growing old, growing, becoming more, not less. Learning how to be me, a new me, or more me. I don't feel old. There's no loss involved. I give myself permission to find myself, be myself, love myself. I used to say, I don't care what other people think of me. That was a lie. It's still a lie, but somehow it's more true. I care what I think of myself. Now I am actually thinking of myself, and it feels good. Thank you.
I'm Anna. I was fortunate enough to work on the Silent Archive project, helping to devise and deliver the creative writing workshops which sparked ideas for the poems and prose produced for the Women's Things anthology. And I'm yet to experience menopause, but I do vividly recall the impact it had on my mum at the same time I was going through puberty. Hormones colliding and emotions running high. And that inspired my first piece, I Am the Jam. 1992. I hit puberty. Mum hit the menopause. I came of age. We came to blows. I remember her clenched fist striking my upper arm, fracturing my freshly formed TB jab scab. I recall the pain in my tricep and my throbbing indignation. I don't remember my crime. It wasn't the half-smoked roll-up stashed in my school bag, nor the shoplifted Sonic Youth cassette stowed beneath my bed. It might have been a butter-coated knife spoiling a pot of raspberry jam, liquid eyeliner on a white towel, something resembling a last straw. Why don't you leave home? Mum's face was livid beetroot. Because I'm 13. She crumpled in a pool of remorse and sweat. I shivered, staring out of the kitchen window, flung open despite the February frost. What's happened to her? It's like and intruders snuck through the window and switched her for an alien. Why are you acting weird, Mum? I'm not going on HRT. It gives you breast cancer. Have you been to the GP? No. His wife's in my aerobics class. I couldn't look her in the eye knowing he's seen me stripped off. But you haven't done aerobics for months. You get all hot and knackered. Fat chance I have the time. I listened, but only now I'm older do I truly hear. Only now I am the jam, spread too thinly. I am generation sandwich, mother, daughter, holding everything together. And sometimes everything is too much. 3 decades on, Mum has retreated into dementia's fog. It's pointless explaining what I've come to know, that her fears arose from wisps of half-truths and myths, that it could have been a different story. We never spoke of that day she crossed the line. It never happened again. We've rubbed along ever since, not always seeing eye to eye, but like bread and jam, a time-tested pairing. Okay. I've also written a poem that reflects on the aging process, growing older, but not growing up in the linear way I had envisaged when I was younger. It's called Growing Out. Aging sucks. It's just as well I don't rely on my looks. Eyebrows thinning, waistline fattening, jawline slacking, brain racking, asking, who is this woman in the mirror? Not my mother. She's never had my streak. She tells me that even before I was born, she never danced with a band on or party till dawn. Never so much as drank till she's drunk. Not even once. Upon the wall, I'm joining the dots between snapshots, filling in the gaps. If I could turn back time to 1999, I'd say, hey, you'll make mistakes along the way, wake up face down in an ashtray, but trust me, things will turn out okay. I picture my past self, me, but not me. Cheekbones, hip bones, fragility. Some days blinded by insecurity. Others weightless and free. These days, I'm solid. I've anchored my identity. I'm bloated with happiness. I'm burdened by responsibility. Aging sucks the youth from my lips, yet plumps me with substance and boosts my resistance. Wisdom brackets my sparkling eyes, my wrinkles, parenthesis, reframing with emphasis that aging needn't be an encumbrance. Why not embrace its expanding circumference of experience? Aging sucks the doubt from my core. I feel whole, I feel bold, I feel strong. I feel more.